Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and look what I have here today. This is the severed head of a Triceratops. Alright, this is just a piece of the resin kit. We have actually two pieces with it, and this is the Cesar Gomez baby Triceratops. I have actually been promoting this in news videos for quite a while now, as Cesar Gomez is easily one of the best paleo artists that you're ever going to find anywhere, and I've been a big fan of his work ever since I saw his Paleoartists, so I was really psyched to see him making a baby Triceratops, and absolutely wanted to get a hold of it, and luckily here it is now for us to review right here. So, the very first thing that we're going to do is get a quick closer look at it, and then we'll go ahead and we'll build it up, and we'll get to painting it, and we'll see what it looks like when it's finished. So in my opinion, one of the hardest things to really do when it comes to a resin kit is get a good idea of what the sculpt and detail and everything looks like before you paint it, because it's honestly pretty tough. Normally with resin it comes in this white coloration like you see here, and it ends up being pretty darn bright, that's for sure. So it's a little hard to pick up on the detailing and sculpt quite as nicely as you can when it's actually painted and finished, but you can definitely get a sense here just looking at it at how nice and really beautiful the sculpt and detail of this baby Triceratops is. Cesar Gomez is absolutely mind-blowing when it comes to the ability that that man has to create incredible looking dinosaur figures and models and everything, and this baby Triceratops definitely shines through that point. It is absolutely beautiful looking as far as the head sculpt, really nice looking scaling on the underside and everything, very nice appearance to the upper part of the head. And then you've got the body here. The kit only comes in two pieces, so you really only have to connect the head, which is a huge help if you're not very advanced or not very familiar with creating resin models. There's not too much to go on with when it comes to putting it together, and honestly it connects really smoothly. Once you actually connect it, you almost can't even see the line already where the dinosaur's head connects. So there's really not too much to actually do as far as cleaning it up and kind of putting putty on it and everything and meshing it all together. You're not really going to have to do too much to cover up the seam, and there is only that one seam to, in fact, cover up. And luckily Cesar Gomez is so talented at this, he takes care of most of the work for us. But you can see that the sculpt and detail of the Triceratops is incredibly nice. You've even got the cloaca back here, so he makes sure to go the extra mile to really make this as accurate as possible. Really beautiful detailing and sculpt all over. Very nice bumpy appearance to the skin texture all over the place as well. Really nice looking overall for sure. This is an incredibly beautiful looking baby Triceratops here at first glance, but what we're going to do, since it's so bright it's a little hard to really see just how nice the detail and sculpt is, we're going to build this, we're going to paint it, and then we're going to come back and look at it after it's done, and we'll get a better idea of what the sculpt and detail and everything looks like then. So I have finished painting my dinosaur. I know I didn't do a time lapse or anything, but I figured it would be just easier to paint it without a time lapse and just show you guys, because I didn't have the camera on hand when I started to paint it. But here is my finished version of the Cesar Gomez Triceratops, the baby Triceratops. And now that we actually have it painted up and everything, you should be able to tell just how beautiful and incredible the detail is on this figure. Just look at the nostrils. The area around the nostrils is just incredibly well sculpted, as is the beak up here. You can see some really nice, very fine detailing of the beak. You can also kind of see an area of the mouth that sneaks in over here, giving it a kind of an adorable little grin that it currently has going. Even the detail around the mouth right here at the edge of the mouth where it extends into the face, you can kind of see it bunching up when it makes that grin. That is incredible detail and sculpt on the part of Cesar Gomez. The horns up here on the top of the head, as you can see, they're very baby-like, as this is a baby Triceratops, but even looking at those, just look at how much beautiful detail is in there. Really nice cracks and crevices all throughout that just look absolutely beautiful when it comes to the overall sculpt of the figure. Really, really well done. I also like how it kind of extends down around the eye. That's kind of quite different than what I've seen previously on Triceratops figures and baby Triceratops specifically, but it is something that is potentially realistic, so it's really cool to see. On this side of the head, you can again see the mouth kind of giving that grin off there, extending into the lower jaw here. You can kind of see the skin bunching up once again. Some really nice sculpting of the skin texture there as well. The detail around the eye is also incredibly well done. Lots of very fine detailing, beautiful sculpt and detail all over the eye area. When you get up into the frill, you can see that the frill overall has some really nice detailing also. beautiful small spikes that run the length of the frill. You can see that overall the frill is very baby-like, very small, not quite as defined as you see on an adult. You also have these kind of scoots that run along the frill right here in the middle, and the detailing as far as the skin texture and everything up there looks great. You can see some skin folding and bunching up, wrinkling there in the neck region, but over here you can see it as well, but not quite like it is over here. It looks a little different. It's really bunched up right there. Here you can kind of see the skin starting to stretch as the Triceratops is turning his head to the right, so that is really, really cool. Even the backside, if you look here at the back of the frill, it looks incredible. Very, very cool the way it has this very armored type of an appearance, but then has a softer look here under that. As you move back into the body, you can see the shoulder blade up here really beautifully protruding from the skin. Some nice wrinkling here in this front leg. Beautiful creases here in the joint of the front leg into the elbow, which looks very nice. The feet are sculpted quite beautifully also. Really, really nice detailing even in the ankle and everything. It looks great. The nails also look really good as far as the way they've been sculpted. If you come over here, you can kind of see the skin wrinkling here as it connects to the body, just giving you an idea of the movement of the Triceratops. And you can really see how nice the skin texture is overall everywhere. Really, really beautifully done as far as the scaling goes, and it's got kind of like these small osteoderms, and they appear all over the body. It looks really, really cool. You can see the hip bone protruding from the skin right there, and you can also see the skin stretching off of this rear leg as it's pulling the leg and stretching the skin a little bit as it does so. That looks really cool, really quite showing off the movement of the dinosaur overall. The muscle tone here in the thigh is also really nicely present, along with kind of a little bit of a larger type of a skin texture back here in the area of the thigh. It looks like it's a little bit bulkier, a little bit bigger. It looks very cool. Really nice kneecaps right there. And look at the creases down here in the ankle of the rear leg. That looks so cool. So incredibly well done, even up here in the joint above the calf, which you can take note to just how nicely sculpted out the calf is. The rear feet look great. You can really get an idea of just how much beautiful detailing is in the rear feet as well. And then you come out the length of the tail, and there's some very nice sculpt work here. Some really nice wrinkling and creases in the tail. The tail comes out to a nice slight curve. If we look at the opposing side, again you can see the very nice sculpt work as far as the skin texture goes. We've got the front leg here that looks really nice as far as lots of creases go. You can see the skin bunching up here as this leg is pulling back into the stomach, bunching the skin up very realistically. You've got the elbow sticking out there, again showing the creases in the joint here of the front leg. Look really, really good. The front foot once again looks great as well. Really, really beautifully done everywhere on this figure, honestly. Cesar Gomez is astounding at the way he sculpts his figures. You can see the skin bunching up there, but also right here, right in this general area, you can really see the skin scrunching up as this rear leg is pushing into the body. You can again pick up on the very nice musculature on this side of the thigh as well. Really beautiful hip bone right there. Nice creases here in the leg, as now that the leg is pulling forward, you can see the skin stretching here from the rear of the leg. Such incredibly well done detailing and really, really beautiful attention to detail by Cesar Gomez. The rear foot also looks great. You can see the nails and everything are sculpted out pretty much to perfection. And then we come back here, you can again see the skin stretching a little bit off of the tail as we run out the length of the tail. Incredibly nice skin texture. Even the underside has some really beautiful detailing. Nice chest muscles right there. You can see a little bulkiness in the stomach of this baby. You've even got the cloaca down here that is present. So overall, it is incredibly anatomically correct and really, really well sculpted. Honestly, it is a beautiful looking baby Triceratops. As far as the size goes on our baby Triceratops, it actually has some pretty decent size to it. So for a length about 6¼ inches or about 16 centimeters, somewhere in that range, and for a height about 3 inches or just a little hair under 8 centimeters. For a size comparison, there is Mr. Papo T-Rex, and next to the Papo T-Rex, this being a baby Triceratops, you should have a very good idea of the size of this. As far as a resin kit goes of a baby Triceratops, it's definitely really nicely sized, that's for sure. And you can definitely see next to the Papo Rex that as far as sculpt and detail goes, it without question matches or exceeds a Papo sculpt. and that shows you just how much incredible work Cesar Gomez puts into the sculpts of his figures. It is really truly amazing in person. So I am continuously pushing resin kits onto you guys because it's something that I've been doing for quite a few years now, and it is honestly so much fun to build and paint a resin kit and make a dinosaur in your own vision. I really think it is just the absolute best thing to do when it comes to dinosaur figures. If you have some extra time on your hands, I really want to suggest anybody that is considering it to just take the leap and go ahead and start giving it a shot because it is just so much fun. And this resin kit here from Cesar Gomez is definitely not a bad way to start out with resin kits because it only comes in 2 different pieces. You've got the full body together, and then you just have to connect the head to the body. So there's not really much assembly that needs to be done, which is really good because when you're first getting into resin kits, the assembly of the figures, for me at least, was a little bit of a task when I was really unfamiliar with exactly how it worked. It was kind of a hassle, to be honest, but once I got the hang of it, it became a lot easier and it was a lot more fun. So getting a resin kit like this Cesar Gomez is definitely a great choice because more often than not with a dinosaur figure you'll have like the legs disconnected and then the head, and then you'll have to connect the jaw and potentially the teeth, and it's just kind of a hassle sometimes when you get a resin kit that isn't just tons and tons of pieces. But this one specifically is in only 2 pieces, so for you to put this together, there isn't much assembly that it takes to actually get your Triceratops to look like a full-bodied Triceratops, and that is awesome in my opinion. The overall sculpting of this Triceratops is beyond beautiful. It truly looks absolutely magnificent in person. The sculpt is loaded with detail. Every little ounce and section of this dinosaur has been sculpted to the max by Cesar Gomez, really beautifully showing the movement of the dinosaur perfectly for the positioning that it's in. I think everything as far as the very minute detailing, like the mouth and the wrinkles around the lower jaw there where the mouth kind of extends its grin, and even down to the really nice osteoderms that are present all over the body. It is beautifully sculpted without question. Cesar Gomez is easily one of my favorite paleo artists on the planet, and honestly there aren't many, if any, that are better at what he does than him. As far as painting one, again, that's really your call. You can paint it however you would like. This is the paint scheme that I chose. I don't really know where the inspiration came from. I just kind of got some paints and started painting and decided to let my mind take me wherever it wanted to go on the journey of painting this baby Triceratops, and this is what I came up with, and honestly I'm really quite happy with it. I think it turned out really natural looking, very realistic looking, and I definitely had an absolute blast painting this figure. Again, there's just so much to do on it that it was a ton of fun just painting and creating this baby Triceratops in my own vision. I am intending on creating a base for this Triceratops because when you have a resin kit that's as beautiful as this, how could you not give it a nice, very realistic looking base? So I'm going to create a base for this at some point soon, and if you guys are interested in seeing how beautiful this will look with the base, the custom base, I will definitely be adding pictures on my Instagram when it is finished, on the Andy's Dinosaur Reviews Instagram, so make sure that you follow me on Instagram if you intend on seeing the finished product as far as a base goes with this beautiful Triceratops model on there. So if you would like to order this Cesar Gomez baby Triceratops, and I 1000% suggest that you do, then you can follow the link that I will include in the description to the Cesar Gomez Facebook page, where you can contact him to order this baby Triceratops. I believe the price of this is $58 shipped, if I can recall correctly. So to have a resin model shipped to you for the overall price, including shipping, of $58, that is a steal if I don't say so myself. Really, really cheap pricing on the part of Cesar Gomez for something so beautiful shipped. You won't find deals like that very often, so definitely take advantage of that. Place an order on this baby Triceratops, this beautiful baby Triceratops by Cesar Gomez. And if you happen to be one of the people out there that don't partake in social media as far as Facebook goes, you can definitely send me a message and I will help you order this from him. I will send him a message to let him know, because my goal with the channel is always to make sure that you guys can get a hold of the product that you want. So I will without question help any of you get a hold of this baby Triceratops if you are in fact interested. So again, either check the description, follow it to the Cesar Gomez Facebook page, or contact me to help you order one of these beautiful baby Triceratops models. But before you do all that, don't forget to please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.